Hello everyone, this is Bhutani with Remax Excellence.
Hi everyone, this is Sid. I'm a mortgage specialist with Mortgage Alliance.
Right, so we will be talking about legal suites. Me and Sid, we've kind of worked on this. We really wanted to make sure we put this out for our viewers so we can get a better understanding of what is involved in a legal suite development in the basement. Why me or you should be putting that money into the basement and what it really brings to us back as a return. But before we get into that, Sid will like to talk about some more developments that have come in place. As you would have seen our last video, we've talked about some new CMHC guidelines that have been kind of talk of the town, and people are kind of a little concerned about what's going on, and they will be in place July 1st. So whatever, we have some new developments in place now, and Sid will talk more about it.
Right, so I have two very good things to share here with our viewers, Tushar. The first thing, so over the weekend we got an opportunity to do some more research about the new CMHC guidelines,
right.
and I got an opportunity to go through more material, and I figured out that one of the guidelines we discussed in our last video spoke about borrowed down payments and gifted down payments.
That's right.
Where we said the first 5% of the down payment was supposed to be from your own sources. However, there is a slight modification to it. So what CMHC is saying is that you are not allowed to borrow the first 5%, or for that matter, you're not allowed to borrow down payment money.
I see.
So, which means if it is being gifted from your family, that's fine. But you cannot borrow it from friends, you cannot borrow it from family, you cannot borrow it from your line of credit, you cannot borrow it from a credit card or from whatever other sources there are. Right. So this is actually a very big plus point. So gifting down payment is still acceptable.
Perfect.
The other good news that I wanted to share with our viewers today is that Genworth, which is another insurance company just like CMHC, is not following CMHC guidelines, which means they would continue to approve mortgages based on their set parameters that they have been following over the last few months.
Interesting.
So also there are, I think we should update our viewers that there are 3 insurers that are behind the scene and that would insure any mortgage which has less than 20% down payment.
That's right.
And those 3 companies are CMHC, Genworth, and Canada Guarantee. So Canada Guarantee has not announced anything yet as to which direction are they going to go. However, Genworth has confirmed that they are not following any, or they're not making changes to any of their guidelines as yet, and they're going to stick to what they had.
Right. Either way, it's great news for
Exactly.
all the buyers out there in the marketplace, because if CMHC doesn't work for you even after July 1st, we still have an option to get things done with Genworth, or for that matter, Canada Guarantee, right? Even though they have not issued a statement just as yet.
So as long as they have not announced anything, they're still on board, and we can still work with them the way we've been working with them so far.
Perfect. So we've got options out there in the marketplace. Perfect.
Right.
That's nice. Right. So then let's get back to Legal Suite, as I talked about why we should be investing into it.
That's my favorite topic. I think that's the talk of the town right now.
It is. It surely is. I've seen a lot of my clients ask me about why I should be putting money into a suite, and why is that builders are actually putting the suite downstairs in the basement, right? What are the pros and cons for it? So Sid, I mean, just for our viewers, because a lot of times I've seen when I go out and show homes to my own clients, I've seen if they were to see a second kitchen down in the basement, they would assume it's a secondary suite. Well, it's not, right? So I try to educate them and tell them that, not every kitchen down in the basement would mean it's a secondary suite.
That's right.
So we first need to understand what is a legal suite. So a legal suite is like a separate unit that's in the basement, and it has its own furnace, it has its own laundry, its own kitchen, and there has to be a separate heating, as we've talked about furnace, of course. And a side entrance as well. It could be from the side, could be from the back, could be from the front, but there has to be a separate entrance to a secondary dwelling that we have in the basement for a property. So that's basically what a legal suite is, and talking about benefits as to why we should be investing into suites. secondary suite in the basement. The first reason that I think, which I would always give out to my clients, is that it can help you generate some extra income. So think about it in a way that if you have a suite, it's more like an investment property you've got, except the fact that it's down in the basement instead of having it kind of a little away from where your primary residence is. So you can rent that out for whatever, or you can just do Airbnb. I mean, there are a lot of other options out there in the market. We can just go on forever. However, as I said, there is some income potential with these suites. Second is that it does help you with your qualification process as well. Sid will kind of talk more about it in terms of what comes in picture in case if there's a property out there in the marketplace and it has a suite downstairs in the basement. How can Sid, or how can, for that matter, any mortgage broker out in the marketplace can help you get more money from the lender. And the third most common thing that I've seen a lot of people talk about, and I myself would talk a lot about in detail with my clients, is that if you were to invest that money into a suite, you can get that back as well, because it does appreciate the value of your house as well. So that's 4 or 5 years down the road, if you would really put it back on the marketplace, at least the money that you've put into a suite, you would get that back. I have seen that a lot of investors and buyers right now that we have in the market, they would ask me, well, Tushar, is this a right time to buy? Would I be able to flip the property in a few years from now? Well, no. The kind of market we are in right now, especially in Alberta, in Edmonton, we have to sit on it for a while before we can think of selling it. I mean, we can sell it anytime we want. It's just that you might not make money, or you might lose money on it. So legal suite could be one option which could really help you generate income, pay off your debts faster, and appreciates the value of your property. So Sid, what would you like to add?
So I'm actually going to give our viewers an example on how the numbers work, or how a mortgage qualification process works behind the scene, and how this additional income, which you were just talking about from legal basement suite, actually helps in getting the client qualifying for more when it comes to a mortgage, or how it helps them buy a new property or invest into their second home or their investment property or whatever, how that additional income helps. So here is this example. I'm actually going to put this slide out here for you guys to see. So assuming that there is a family and their annual family income is about $80,000, on one column you would see that there is no rental income, which shows $0 without a legal suite, but on the other side they get $1,100 as a monthly rent, which over a period of 1 year becomes $13,200. Assuming that in both cases the family has no debt, they both come up with 5% down payment, which is $19,250 in case one, and $22,125 in the second scenario where there is a legal basement suite. And why this down payment increased is because your qualification power to buy a superior property, or a property which is worth a lot more, has gone up. Instead of qualifying for $385,000, which you would qualify with your $80,000 and no debt, without a legal basement suite, with the legal basement suite, you can now qualify for $442,500, which means you can buy a property which is worth $57,500 more money than what you would have been able to purchase without it. I always ask my clients a question whenever they ask me, should we be going for a property with legal basement suite or not? I just ask them just one question as to what other investment of theirs will give them $1,100 of monthly revenue. Right now, yes, you may have to deal with tenants in the basement. You may have to deal with certain noise factors, or their their working hours may be different, or they may be the same. So there may be different scenarios, but you guys have to see what kind of tenant will best suit your lifestyle, so you do not have to worry about any of these things that I've just mentioned here.
That's right.
But yes, my question again comes back to you saying, what other investment of yours, let's say a $30,000 or a $40,000 investment of yours, will give you $1,100 a month and will appreciate your property value? So I think it's a big plus for us. And guys, before I jump on to the next slide here, there's Something that I would like to add about this very first slide, which was talking about how you would qualify for more. So we, as a mortgage broker, we have access to different banks out there, and a few banks out there allow us to use 100% of the rental income to get you qualified for a higher amount. I'm not saying other banks or their other mortgage brokers would not have that product, but we at Mortgage Alliance have a bank which would use 100% of that future possible rental income and help you qualify for the extra amount that we were talking about. In general, most of the banks that you have probably heard of would use about 50% of that rental income, and you would probably qualify for half of the money that we discussed. But we have access to banks out there who would qualify you assuming the full 100% of that rental income and adding it to your income.
Interesting.
Yes.
Right.
That's a very, very good point. So you would be qualifying for a lot more through these banks that we have than you would qualify otherwise. So if you have any problems getting qualified for a property without a legal basement suite or with a legal basement suite, give me a call and we'll try and find out a way.
Perfect. I mean, also the fact that I have seen in the past legal suites, even though they are a lot more popular right now and there are a lot more people aware of what all is involved in it,
Right.
in the past it was only allowed in a single family dwelling. So if it was a duplex or a townhouse, legal suite was not an option for you. However, since I would say maybe fall of 2018,
Right.
the new rule came in place wherein you can put a suite into a duplex or a townhouse, provided you've got a side entrance and a separate parking spot. So that's something, it just throws more options out for buyers. You don't have to be looking only for a single family home. If you're out in the market, if your budget is a little low and you're still looking for a brand new property, well, find a duplex which has a side entrance and you could still possibly put a suite in it.
Perfect.
So,
that's a very good point. We always think of a legal basement suite and we think, oh no, it has to be in a big single family house or the price is going to go up higher. It's not that anymore, guys. The market is very competitive and you have a lot more options. Like Tushar said, in duplexes and townhouses, they are allowing all of those basement, like legal basement suites in there.
Exactly. So as Sid said, the best way is to just talk to your professional, right?
Yeah.
Talk to your realtor, talk to your broker. We kind of do this day in and out, and we would kind of know about these things a little bit, and we can share as much information as we can, right? If we don't know anything, of course, we can always work on it. That's what our job is, and we'll find you all the right answers, and just so you can be out there feeling more confident about the whole process.
Sure. And Tushar, before we go to the next thing, I think I would like to share a slide with our clients, and it has some more numbers. So if you are the numbers guy, this slide would probably make sense, and you would see how a legal basement suite will actually reduce your daily cost of living. And when we say that, I'm going to come back to the same example that we used in the previous slide, where we had a family with an annual family income of about $80,000. Sorry about that, guys. And on one side we do not have any rental income, but on the other side we do have a rental income of about $1,100. There is no debt. The purchase price, as we discussed in the previous slides, is it has gone up from $385,000 to $442,000. And what this means is, when you have $1,100 as monthly rent coming in, what is your daily cost of living? Now, when I say cost of living, I'm basically taking into account the interest that you pay on your mortgage, the property tax, the heating bill, and I'm deducting any rental income that you get out of it. So if you buy a property which does not have a legal basement suite, your cost of living will be approximately $35.01 a day for a property that you bought for about $385,000. But by adding another couple of grants for down payment and going for a much better property or a higher amount property, your cost of living, because of that legal basement suite, per day comes down to $7.83. That means you're saving $27.18 every day. just because of that legal basement suite.
But yeah, no, I guess that was really good, Sid. It was great to kind of give some information out to our viewers, just to kind of know what is involved, as we've talked about in the past, that legal suites is the next big thing right now, especially with that CMHC move that's coming.
Yes,
I keep talking about it because it's in my head, and it's just something I'm trying to get over with. But I feel that if a suite is an option in your house, and if Sid, or for that matter, any other broker or any other bank person can approve you for a higher amount, please kind of work on it. I mean, why not? It's a great investment to have, in your house. And yeah, no, that's good.
Right.
Perfect. So I guess this is it. Thanks again for watching our video. If you have any questions, our numbers are down here. You can call us. We will be more than happy to have a chat with you and explain you more about the process.
Guys, if you want us to talk about any particular thing in our next video, please do comment to this video. We will do our best and do our research and try and come up with the best possible information for you guys.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.